don't know what you want to do. Fucking
Touch people? What? No, I don't. Wait,
Oh,
one sec.
It showed up. It showed up.
Okay.
That's stupid. Because now I'm going to say it showed up, and we're going to hear that. So that's really dumb.
Okay, wait. Hold your mic, and I'll like. Are you ready?
Hi! Holy shit, this is... Whatever.
Dude,
Okay.
I should go to Amazon and get the...
Do you think so?
Yes. And you know what?
In all seriousness, we just need like a clicker, dude.
No. I want the fucking... With the episode number?
I am not funding this for you.
No, I'll buy it.
You go for it. Go for it.
How fucking funny would it be, though?
What were we just talking about? It would be pretty funny. Oh, yeah.
Just
Well,
in general. You need
fucking-
multiple people to outlet about different things.
At least like a male and a female.
Yeah.
Because honestly, I've done the same thing with Ashley. Like, I'm not saying that she's been like feeling it or anything, but I can tell she's a bit like, holy shit, dude.
No, but...
This is a lot.
No, but there's like certain people you outlet certain things. And I think in any relationship, like either it's friendship, like whatever it is, friendship, relationship, it's like certain things, it's like outletting to them doesn't help because they might not understand or like not even understand, but it's just that's not the right person to outlet.
Right. Yeah.
Like outletting, like I think that's a problem.
That's kind of what I was implying. Yeah.
Yeah, there are certain people to outlet certain things to, and it's not like you don't want to tell the other person. It's just like
It's not.
they're not equipped maybe to deal with it in the right way.
They're not even necessarily not going to react well, but they're just not maybe don't have that experience or that the know-how for what you're dealing with. Like, for example, this is something I haven't told you yet. I fucking haven't seen you yet. I probably even have it on dash cam footage,
Okay.
which I was still thinking about pulling. But I was pretty upset the day of.
Okay.
So I'm sitting at the gym.
Yeah.
It's late. It's a late one because I forget
like
why.
how late?
Like 10. I'm leaving at like 9:30, 10. Okay.
Okay.
It's pretty late for me, anyways.
Oh,
That's
no.
fucking late. I'm strolling out. I'm just sitting in the car for all of 10 seconds. I look up. I see a Jeep picking shit out of the waste bin for the business behind Mike. And I was like, okay. Like, I don't care. Right?
Yeah.
Fucking don't care. Trust me. It just happens that they were leaving at the same time.
Yep.
So I put it in gear and they went down White Oak Drive, probably to go through more bins, right?
Yeah.
Whatever. So I went down White Oak Drive because it's faster for me to get home.
Yeah.
That's the only reason. So they pull over. No, I pass them. And then they follow me. And they accelerate. Like 300, like fucking boom, right on my ass. But I just stop at the stop sign. I'm not like,
Yeah.
I'm not playing it up, no, whatever, right?
You're just going about your day.
Yep, don't exactly. So then I'm driving down, they're on my ass, and I'm just doing 60. I was like, I'm not fucking letting them win this.
Yeah.
We pull up to the light, they take this turning. Lady rolls down her window, and the passenger, do we have a problem? And I go, what the fuck? I literally go, what the fuck? She goes, do we have a problem? I was like, you have a problem. I was like, what are you talking about? Oh, you're following us. I was like, I work out there. I'm allowed to drive wherever the fuck I want. And I said it exactly like that. And they were like, yeah, well, and I was like, you guys are fucking crazy. And I'm like yelling at them through the window. And the lady's like looking at me. And I was like, I'm going to make you have a fucking problem. So they just kind of like, and I was like, you guys are fucked in the head. Just, I'm all teeth.
Yeah.
And the guy's like, all like, what the fuck? I just stomp on it. And I'm like, pop the perfect timing. The exhaust exploded beside their window. It definitely hurt. I'll tell you that much. I was like, what the fuck is this? They really thought I was chasing them down because they were like sifting through the bin. That's definitely what they were thinking.
But the thing is, though, is because they were projecting. They knew they were doing something they shouldn't be and assumed someone was trying to catch them.
Exactly. Which, if they had continued, I'd have been like, you scuzzy pieces of shit think I give a fuck that you're digging through a garbage bin. Congratulations. Like, I was going to just make them feel like a fool. You know what I mean?
This is actually like...
My whole point to this story, though,
was
I can't tell Ashley these stories.
Oh, yeah. Yes.
Like I explained to her a little bit of kind of what happened, but I didn't go into detail of like how I was going to eviscerate them in the street.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
Because I would have. If the guy got out, I'd have smashed his skull right in her door so that she could get sprayed with the blood as I crushed his fucking organs in the door frame.
No, that's a great and
And your reaction's like, yeah, I would too. Her reaction would be like, well, okay,
no,
hey, maybe, you know, that kind of thing.
And that's the difference between like male and female, because we think so differently. So you need an outlet for both.
100%.
Like
Her reaction would be like, oh my God, what the fuck? And I'm not saying that's a bad reaction. It's valid.
Yeah.
Oh my God, what the fuck, dude? Right? Like, that's crazy person shit. But a guy is going to be like, I'm going to fuck your day up. Depending on, right? Obviously,
Yeah.
I'm not assuming everyone, but different reaction, different hormone levels, everything.
But I would say, based off of like how we are, and even like people in our group, that is a normal reaction for us.
Yes. Like if Luca came up to me and said, man, I was going to, the whole Tony story,
Yeah.
same idea. We were like, dude, that's fucking nuts, right?
See, like guys would understand why that, whereas like a female wouldn't, because it's wired differently, different experiences. Like
they're not even gonna know why that even needed to happen.
Like say that happened to a female in general, if someone rolled down their window and started yelling at them, they wouldn't yell back.
No,
like 9 chances out of 10.
Yeah, exactly. They're not confronting
also,
this guy.
And also, like most chicks aren't. If say someone got out of the car, they're not gonna get out of the car and fight them.
No, they're gonna lock the doors and either freeze like a deer and sit
or
there
just drive away.
Or hammer the gas and then get into an accident.
And that's also totally valid, because I would probably do the same if I couldn't defend myself.
Yeah, man.
100%.
300-pound guy gets out of the car and is like not just a fat 300-pound guy.
Yeah.
I'd be scared too.
Like Mike gets out of the car.
Yeah.
Like a big jack fucking.
Not thrilled to see that.
Okay,
I'd be like, that's fucked up.
This is actually perfect. Me and Emma, we went for a walk last night. It wasn't even late, but it was obviously dark. It was like 7:30.
Sure.
Because it gets dark here at fucking 3 o'clock in the afternoon.
Kind of like it.
But it was like 7:30. We went. And I was. We just like walked the park, smoked a joint, like nothing crazy.
Yep.
Just shot the shit. Wanted to like
fun.
Go experience fucking nice fall day.
Yeah,
because you don't get too many.
Fuck. I haven't done either. Hold on, I'm just checking the camera. Keep talking.
So we did that, and she's like, it's nice like having you around, because I can't just do that. She's like, nothing's gonna happen.
That sucks.
But if something does, and I'm like,
oh. And of all places, the Sioux.
And I'm like, she's like, I don't even feel safe like just sitting on like outside. And I'm like, I totally get that.
Ashley doesn't want to use her back porch.
She doesn't want to sit in like her front porch. Same thing.
Like, it's a decent area of town, but it's still too sketchy.
Oh no!
You know what I mean? Oh, there's a guy who got murdered across the street. Too,
yeah.
So it's like
no, but like no matter where you are, and
that's the thing.
And then I'm like, oh, I never think of that, because I would sit on the front porch all day. I would sit on the front porch with my headphones and a blindfold.
Yes.
Because like.
Yes, because they're not coming to do anything to me, man.
And odds are no one would probably do anything to them either. But if
it's true,
but it's if something does happen.
If it does, then I likely can handle it, whatever degree it is.
And if I don't, I'll be happy dying that way.
Sure, yeah. But then they're like, this is not it.
If I die in a blaze of fucking glory fighting some crackhead, like
that's awesome.
As long as they also die,
yeah.
I don't really care.
I'm taking them down with me. Yeah, that's okay.
Like die in a blaze of glory.
There better be 2 of them. I'd like to go down with 2.
Oh,
you know what I mean?
Make sure you get the ratio right.
Yes.
Well, yeah, I don't want a one-on-one like, oh
it's
no.
Rough, yeah.
Well,
it's like, did I just wasted my potential?
No, you're so right. I want to take down as many as possible.
Yep. Like
maybe that's how Vikings were.
Stall.
Maybe that's how Vikings were. They're like, I'm just gonna kill as many before I die.
That went over your head. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, no, no, it didn't go over my head. I just walked past it.
Okay.
No.
That's a Family Guy. Oh my God, that Family Guy episode about podcasts.
Oh, I don't know that one.
That's so funny, dude. That's what that reference is from.
Oh, we're gonna have to watch that.
They start a podcast in the bar because they're just talking, right?
Yeah.
And they're like, "Oh, hey, everybody has a podcast. We should do this." Blah blah blah.
Oh my God, I actually do remember this.
They bought all the equipment, whatever. And one of the first stories is, how many 5th graders do you think you could take in a fight?
That's a common thing.
It is, but it was just the funniest way. And he's like, no, I'm standing in a bathroom stall. And he's like, I'm kicking the door. And he's like, bap, bap, bap. He's like, I could do 500 of them. Holy shit, dude. All right.
Oh, another like common guy thing is, you definitely feel this. Do you feel like you could take on any animal pretty much? Maybe not like a fucking bear.
Within reason, I know what you mean.
Like
within reason, I know what you mean. I'm pretty smart in the sense that pretty much any big cat, that's a write-off. I know that the chances are pretty much negligible.
Or a fucking like moose.
Sure. You know what I mean? Things like that. But if it's like, I don't know, come on, let's...
Okay.
Something.
I feel like even in those situations, I would live. Not like I wouldn't fight them, but I would be able to get away and
survive
live.
it, yes. I'd think hard enough. I'd be like, there's trees here or something, you know what I mean?
I don't think I would die because of an animal unless it was like an open field.
Yeah. Or an ambush. Big cat kind of thing.
Or even like a bear fucking sneaks up and fucking paws me. Like,
yeah, I guess. I just don't see bears being like that.
No, but like, or like charging you and like, if you're standing there and all of a sudden like you turn and a bear's charge, like you're done.
And it's open like that, you're fucked. There's nothing you can do.
But I feel like other than like those limiting circumstances, I'd be good.
Yeah.
Whereas like,
now to like fight and kill something, I'm not so sure.
Not without weapons.
That's exactly what I'm saying. Too many things out there have necks like made of steel cables. And that's like the thing you have to kill things out there with, right? Is your neck, not your neck. Their neck. That's the most vulnerable position, and most animals out there have necks made of iron.
Oh.
Like, are you going to strangle a deer? No fucking way, dude. There's nothing out there we can really kill unless it's even a dog.
A dog would be hard.
Get your hands around the whole neck of a dog to squeeze its air out, dude. That's tough. Regular size, normal size dog.
Okay, when I say like fight, I mean like I would fight and I wouldn't die. Not necessarily I would kill.
I'm switching it, but I understand what you mean. I know I'm just switching over from that.
Okay, yeah.
So yes, I feel like most times, environmental dependency, I'd survive.
Yeah,
However, if I have to fucking kill something,
no, there's probably very
barehanded.
Humans aren't very good.
A handful.
A
handful of things.
No, and that's why like, dude, humans are always in like packs.
Like even one of these.
Oh, he'd fuck your day.
That would suck. You'd survive 100. If you don't survive from a house cat, like you didn't deserve to. But you would be infected. You'd get all fucked up. Maybe you lose a finger because of it or something. Now imagine this is you out
Rip
in
your
the bush.
fucking eye out.
You're out in the bush. You're living on the land. This thing just fucked your shit up. Now you have to spend the next month to try and find antibiotics and plants that heal you. Just a little house cat. So anything that you're fighting out there, it's more than life or death. Like it's the next challenge.
Well, it's also like even if I live, I might die after. 100%.
Fucking nuts. That's so fucked up.
Like even like, you know, like a dog. Like imagine say like a dog Oscar size, like 120 pounds. That thing's gonna fucking kill you.
I'm good. I had Onyx like yap at me once.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, first time I felt fear from that. I literally was like, oh shit, that's a new sensation.
Because imagine he like bit your arm. Like he could probably crush your fucking bones.
Yeah. Or rip the entire muscle off at least.
And even if say you were able to hurt the animal enough to where they ran away, now you're got a fucking broken arm.
You're fucked. Like, and if it's not through an artery or something, like, you know what I mean?
Oh, imagine like bites your inner thigh, hits like that major artery.
That's it. You have about 45 seconds.
Oh yeah, like you get pressure on that like now and call the cops or like call the ambulance or you're gonna die.
You really have to get in the car right away.
Yeah.
You'd have to be like, okay, you're driving me now. And then we'd have to drive to the hospital. We couldn't wait for the ambulance. I'd be dead.
No, humans like one-on-one terrible. Yep. That's why there's so many of us.
And that's why human fighting, humans on humans, is so gruesome.
Oh, yeah.
It's so gruesome because of the way that we are and our intelligence and that we need either weapons. And if we don't have weapons and we're fighting a guy, it's even worse.
Oh.
Arguably, killing a guy with your bare hands is like probably the top worst thing to do. Like you can, you can chop limbs off, you can torture a guy, you can do whatever, but it's so much more personal. You know what I mean?
But even though, like, no matter how strong a human is, fighting another human, you're gonna get fucking hurt.
100%.
Like, so
the guy could be half your height and you're still getting hurt.
You might win, but yeah, you're gonna be.
It's a human being.
Like, okay, so what? What do you weigh right now?
210.
So you're 50 pounds heavier than me.
Sure.
By size, you would definitely beat me in a fight.
But I'm not walking away without.
But you're gonna be fucking hurting.
Fucking half cracked jaw, fucking broken fingers, fucking gouged eye, whatever the fuck it ripped ear off. You will fight with everything you have if I'm killing you.
Yeah.
You don't just get backed into a corner and go, All right.
Oh yeah, no,
You
just
know what
like
I mean?
oh you're hitting me, you're hitting me. No, like I'm swinging back.
No. Yeah, exactly. So I'm walking away like fucked. Now I have to go to the hospital.
It's like you're walking like I might be dead, but you're walking away and you're like not forgetting that.
No, fucking maybe for the rest of my life either.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? There could be injuries where it's like, oh yeah, I'm never gonna let.
Oh
this
yeah, my
down.
eye now I don't have one.
Yeah,
or
it's glass or whatever.
Or now all my teeth are fake.
Yeah.
Or like now my ribs are always hurting
That's
because
the
they're.
reality of things.
Oh yeah.
Right, and it's like, as much as I understand, violence has its place to some degree. I fucking that's gonna drive me crazy. I keep kicking that stupid
Keep
little
your
leg.
feet away.
Dude, Mancy.
You're excited.
Yeah, fuck. Shit. What was I fucking?
That you're gonna like it'll last like your life with like injuries.
Right.
Even the mental though.
Oh, the whole point, like, as much as I understand fighting and all that is like, it's how we've gotten to where we kind of are. Violence isn't entirely necessary.
Oh,
it really
agreed.
isn't.
But also with
It's just kind of shitty that we can't
but with like
think this.
but even like violence as we know it, like UFC, boxing, and whatnot, it's almost like a ritual fight.
Yeah.
It's not a real fight.
No, because funny, me and Luca had this discussion. If you're in a fight and it's just like beef, it's likely going to be a few fists and some stomach punches and like fuck you, man.
Yeah, oh, yeah.
If it's like hatred and actual like I'm fucking here to fuck you up, then
But even that isn't like there's like a degree to where it's like say me and you have beef and we like tussle a little bit.
Yeah.
We're not really trying to like
no,
hurt.
exactly.
It's more like I want you to feel
I
something
would
to
say
know how
it's
angry.
more adjacent to an MMA fight,
Yeah.
right? Whereas a real fuck you up fight, there's no rules.
I would say though even a degree farther than that would be like I am here to kill you fight.
Yeah, right.
Because even a fuck you up fight, like
Yeah.
say I have
That's
you
fair.
on the,
You're right.
even I have you on the ground, I beat the shit out of you,
100%.
and like I won.
There's morally a limit, and you know it, right? You know it. You can see it.
Like say you're like some random person and we're like in a fight, but like I don't actually want to kill you. We're just
Yeah.
like beefing.
Yeah,
I might
yeah,
beat
yeah.
the shit out of you to
Yeah.
where like you're not a threat.
Yeah.
But I'm not gonna curb stomp you and kill
No,
you.
I'm not breaking your fucking ribs into your lungs. I'm not. You know what I mean? Like, I'm making sure that you can't get up to hit me again.
Yeah. And like I'm
And then
trying to
leaving
stop
there.
it.
Yes.
It's a fight to stop.
Yes.
But a fight to the death.
Fight
is-
to end is gruesome. Gruesome. There is no rules. There's no, oh, you kick me in the nuts. Yeah, it's a vulnerable part. Get ready, bitch. It's like,
That's just
that's
it.
a real fight. Luca, we were talking about it. We're like, if you're going to fight me because you need to fight me, I'm not fucking playing by the rules. I'm going to fucking stab you in the eyes. I'm going to kick you in the nuts. And then I'm going to repeatedly punch you in the stomach with your sweater over your head. And I was like, yeah, that sounds about right. Use the tools to your advantage.
Oh no! I'm going for your eyes. I'm
Yep.
gonna fucking rip your dick off.
All your
I'm-
weak points, man.
Like I'm gonna fucking rattle your ribs.
Yep.
Like yeah.
That's a real fight. That's a fight that you're like, I'm hurting this guy.
Oh no! I'm elbowing you in the back of the head
Yeah,
repeatedly.
like, you
yeah.
Yeah.
I'm going for the rear naked choke and I'm gonna snap your neck.
These conversations do not happen with girlfriends. She knows.
See, I don't think they fully understand that is like a guy mentality
Yeah.
thing. It's a protector. Like
it is, and it's honestly it's intertwined with how our hormones are wired and how our brains
well,
develop.
at the end of the day,
XY
like
chromosomes. That's why we are the way we are.
well, yeah, we were bred that way.
And then we notice, when there's a guy who doesn't have that.
Oh, where they don't have that fight.
You notice. You know it.
Oh
You
yeah.
can tell. Like, I'm not pointing fingers here, but like, walk around the gym. Even there's a handful of guys that are like, nothing wrong. I'm not saying there's anything
Yeah.
wrong with it, but you know that there's no fighting him.
Oh no,
You put your hand on him, and he knows that you're in full control. Those kind of guys.
See, and those not even guys, just people in general, usually are the ones that like end up getting like pushed around and like what but it's a subconscious thing. Like if you feel dominant over someone, even without knowing it, you're gonna bully them.
It's funny how that works. And I noticed it too. Are you kidding me? I've noticed it too. Just with even certain people, I've had to like dial it back and be like, why am I so intense right now?
Yo, yeah.
Like what's going on?
Like say
At first I thought it was the test.
for
And I was like, this is not it at all. I was like, it's just me.
so say like you and me, like, you can be pretty much as fucking rambunctious as possible, and, like, I wouldn't feel threatened.
Yeah.
But say it was someone more timid and you were, like, going crazy, they might feel, like, actually, like, scared.
Yes.
But it allows you to be the full, because you don't have to worry about, like, intimidating me.
And what sucks is I noticed this, especially for me, because I am loud. I'm intense.
Really?
No, not at all. Really? Oh, that's surprise. I'm intense, and if I'm into the conversation, like really into it, I get louder and louder and more animated. I move my arms more. I get bigger. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
I open up and I start fucking getting animated. And I've noticed sometimes talking to certain people where they're like, "Ooh, oh boy."
Oh, yeah.
They're like, "Jesus Christ," and I'm like, "Oh shit, yeah, right. Not everyone can handle this."
Oh,
And I'm
100%.
like,
No,
"Holy shit, dude."
For sure. Some people, like,
So that's kind of like, yeah, it's that intensity. It's that, right?
okay, like, that's even, because there's so many people that, like, I know where, like, yeah, they're outwardly, like, intense, and it's, like, just understanding, that's just how they are.
Just who they are.
And
yeah.
not, like, taking it as, like, intimidation or bullying. Like, you definitely know foremans in the plant where they're super intense. They're yelling, screaming, fucking this, and it's just like,
That's just how they are.
but it's not even that they're angry.
No.
It's not even that they're,
I had to explain some of the new guys. I was like, sometimes people are just the way they are. That's just how they are. I was like, for example, there's one kid on our crew right now. Not a kid, I guess. He's only a few years younger than me. But he's acting like a kid. Like,
Yeah,
he's
yeah.
acting straight up. It's like a 16-year-old in high school, creating drama, breaking lockers. Not kidding. I'm not. I will tell you after.
Yeah.
And it's fucking.
hilarious.
It's not even anymore.
Oh, okay, but it's like you're so dumb that it's like, what the fuck?
Dude, it's gone to the point where our fucking FLS/foreman, who now has both jobs,
Yeah.
so twice as much power, found out about it and is furious.
Oh, as you should be.
Absolutely. But now Luca's scared because he's applying for coordinator,
Yeah.
and he's worried that this guy, the FLS, is going to find out that he was in there, but he wasn't involved at all. Luca wasn't even part of it
Okay,
at all.
yeah.
So he's all concerned. I was like, dude, don't worry about it.
You
I
didn't
was
do
like,
anything wrong.
Let him bury himself, because
Yeah.
he will. He will. And this guy is rooting for a fucking firing. I'll tell you that. He's already on
I know
the line.
guys like that.
He's
Yeah.
already on the line. And he's playing these games. Luca straight up told him, don't do it. Because he
Fuck around and find out.
He grabbed a pry bar
Oh.
and then went into the lockers in our lunchroom and broke through the other guys' lockers because they did something. They took our stuff and whatever. It's like, lock your lockers then. Like, it's not hard.
That guy just
then
wants to get beat up.
So he snapped and he fucking went to go break the lockers, and Luke was like, don't do it. He's like, don't do it. He's like, whatever you do, they're going to do it again. He's like, yo, well, fucking whatever, man. And he's like, you're just going to make it worse. Guess what? It made it worse. So he broke it.
Yeah.
And then he like got bitched at by the other crew. Now they're fucking warring. Like, it's completely a mess. And Luke is all like, well, I'm going to lose my fucking... I was like, no.
See, guys like that though, they just want to fight. And it's like, see, actually,
Worst part is he probably can't.
see, it might be from like insecurity.
Mike? We can have a real discussion about that later.
Okay. But like Jordan Peterson says it really well. And just trying to think of like how he worded it, where it's like every guy has a monster inside of them, and it's the ones that like are able to control it are like the truly like dangerous ones, because
Hulk.
like because like a guy like that clearly can't control it.
No, not
Which,
at all.
if anything, he looks outwardly dangerous, but he's less. It's the guy that's able to be so pissed off and just sit
Calm,
there.
collected, reserved.
You need this is from Jordan Peterson as well. I don't want to like mess it up, but like, so don't take this as like exactly what he said, but it was pretty much like there are certain guys out there that have like, you know, more sociopathic tendencies but are able to control it.
Yeah.
And those are the ones that keep the guys that are outwardly in check. Because you need
Absolutely is.
you need like a scary guy that can control it to keep the actual like
the unhinged assholes from.
Okay, like a perfect example is you need someone that's a little bit fucking off on the rocker,
Yeah.
but is like lives a normal life.
Yes.
To take control over the people that like child predators
Yeah.
or people that prey
Yes.
on like the weak.
Absolutely.
Because it's like you want to be big fish in a small pond. Well,
Yeah.
I'm big fish in big pond, so
Yeah.
I'm gonna fuck your day
Yeah,
up.
exactly right.
And you need that. So, but even in like society tries to like diminish it just altogether, and it's
Yeah.
like no, because if you get rid of it altogether, the guys that are doing that now they're at the top of the food chain.
Yeah.
You need a scary motherfucker that's willing to kill someone, but also can sit there with his family and have dinner and
Yep.
be totally normal.
And nothing else affects him. If his life is all okay and everything is in line, he doesn't have to pull that demon out,
Yeah.
right?
What is it? You don't. What is it? You don't know the. Oh, how? What is that saying where it's like you don't know what I've been through to be this calm type of thing?
I've heard that saying. Another good one is the Sun Tzu quote.
What is it?
Or is it Sun Tzu? I think it's Sun Tzu. And he said, I'd rather be the warrior in the garden
Oh
than
yeah,
the gardener in the war.
absolutely.
Have all the skills you need and be a nice, calm, live your peaceful life. Now, when the war comes to you, you're prepared. Now, if you're gardener and you have to go fucking to war, then you're out of your element.
Okay, but the gardener or the warrior in the garden keeps the guys that are trying to bring the war to the garden. It's
in
like
check.
no,
It's like no, I am the protector.
yeah.
Right? Yeah, exactly.
You need like a alpha or like
Yep.
dominant male
Yep.
in society. You need multiple of them
Yeah.
to keep those fucking terrible people that are super
Crazies,
insecure
yeah.
that try to like
Take advantage of people.
Yeah.
To, manipulate people, whatever it is, however they want to gain from them. We need those guys.
like that. That's why I like like even in like the business world or fighting world where it's like say like even like a Bruce Wayne where it's like he is very calm and is like say
Yeah.
like the Bruce Wayne, not Batman.
Yeah.
Bruce
yeah.
Wayne is business, super calm, whatnot. And
Yeah.
when people try to take advantage,
Yep.
he is like
Protects the people of Gotham.
he swings his dick around like
Yeah.
say in what is his Wayne Enterprises.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
even in like business, you need to make sure that there always needs to be a morally right, dominant person to keep the rest of the chain in line.
100%. 100%.
Because if the psychopath, pedophile, whatnot is the dominant guy, and there's no one to check him,
Yeah, you can't.
it's gonna run rampant.
Yeah, you're going to lose.
Like if there was no Batman, Joker would run.
100%.
That's like the.
It's the trope. Yeah, exactly.
But
There's a
it's
yin
true
and
in
yang.
everything.
Yeah.
Like with the psychopaths, you need people
Fuck, look at politics, man.
like
That's exactly what it is.
or like an example. Say you've seen someone fucking hitting a chick.
Yeah.
You're gonna go beat the shit out of him.
Dropping him,
What,
yep.
Whether what she did or not,
Yeah.
it doesn't
It's like,
matter.
that's not a valid response.
It's like you can yell at her, whatnot,
Yep.
but it's like using your physical prowess or like that's where it's like no.
Because she can't win. No matter what, let's be real here. I'm not trying to be a dick. But if even a chick that's the same height as you,
But you
you're
can
winning.
mean guys, but I'm just using that as
I understand,
yeah.
but like we're just
Yeah.
picking on that exact
Yeah.
thing. You have the abundance of power over this person.
yeah.
Whether, like you said, whether it's female or male, but in this case, it's a female. She doesn't have a chance.
No.
There is no possible chance. Not kidding yourselves here.
Like someone your size and like either of our girlfriend's size, there is unless they have a fucking knife, and even then,
even then, I'm grabbing her arm, and she might get a cut in, and I'm still winning. She's not strong enough. She just isn't. None of them are.
and then that could even apply like if you were picking on someone like much small. Like even if you were bullying a guy, I still expect another guy to come and fucking beat your ass.
Absolutely.
Because
For
you
sure.
need that.
Yeah, definitely. Like, if there's a guy, like, if me and Luca are scrapping it out, then it's like, well, they have something they're dealing with
See,
here.
but and in that scenario, let it happen.
To give you guys an idea, sorry, I know you guys don't know Luca. Luca's like 30 pounds heavier than me. So he's like 240.
but
And like it wouldn't be a very fun fight for me, but it's more manageable, right?
but I think it'd be more even.
It would. Even though he has some weight on me, like I could be wiry, I could be a bit more agile maybe, and I've got that upper hand over his weight, right? Whereas my weight still plays a factor. Whereas a guy who's 180 pounds or 170 pounds, he can be fast as fuck. And if Luca grabs you, you're fucking breaking.
Oh,
You
yeah,
know what I
unless
mean?
he's like somehow like fucking like a Conor McGregor.
Sure.
Like,
Yeah. Exactly.
use an extreme example.
Exactly. But that's the point,
but
right?
if
So
two people are watching and they see a 240 and 170, assuming that they like this guy doesn't know how to fight and this guy doesn't know how to fight, that guy's gonna fucking
yeah,
kill him.
exactly.
And that's when someone should step in.
They should. Yeah, and it's not to say fucking jump in on the fight.
No, but try to
Separate
stop
them.
it.
Stop them. Try and
And okay, that's another. I'm not saying that's like a good point because I'm not even saying say a guy is beating up his fucking girlfriend or wife that you should go fucking pummel him to death.
Yeah.
It's like make sure the situation stops and
Yeah.
that she's now okay.
Yeah.
I'm not
Rip
saying fucking grab a crowbar and kill him.
No, rip him off her, get him to stop, and if he doesn't stop, then make him stop. That's all.
Then that's the exclamation.
That's it. That's all it is, and that's how I was taught.
But we.
Don't start the fight, finish it.
But the thing is, though, is like that's not taught anymore.
No, it
And
isn't.
and that's why you see certain people getting away with so like who was that guy that just got tried for like murdering multiple like girls? The something Wade Wilson, the Wade Wilson trial.
Wade Wilson? No.
Is that not?
I don't know, but I have a buddy of mine who I know who that's his name too. It's exactly his name.
Let me just pull up a picture.
I was like, no, you can't.
This guy.
Whoa.
He just got tried for murder because he killed like two girls wherever, and like one of them he like ran over with his fucking car. Like
Crazy, dude.
but you need someone that's equally as crazy, but like obviously wouldn't go. You need to be able to control your crazy.
Yeah.
Even if you want to go around killing people, you need to just not.
I'm not like saying I'm a murderer or anything like that, but there's the idea floats around in my head
No,
sometimes.
but see, and
You
it's
just
almost healthy.
keep that in check. You let your mind run through it a little bit so that you can kind of relieve that.
Okay, there are fully sometimes where I'm like, it would be so nice to like do something horrendously bad, but I'm not going to.
What was it? Oh, yesterday. When was it? Oh, I forget the situation. But I was laying in bed.
Yeah.
And I was just playing it in my head. Heart rate went up like 40 beats.
Oh yeah.
And I'm like instantly in a sweat. And I was like, I'm ready to fight. Fuck. I was like, and that's just me laying there thinking.
Okay, now do you ever have it where say you're driving, someone's like right up on your ass, you're like, you know how fun it'd be to just like stomp on my brakes, get out and beat the shit out of them?
Every time.
But you're
You
not.
love it, but you're not. You can't.
But
It's the difference between beast and man.
but the thing is though, is there are guys out there that would do that, and you need someone to keep them in check.
Exactly.
That's the whole premise.
I really wish, like,
there needs to be check and balance.
Like, think about that guy. I really wish there was, like, I don't know, like real serious discipline. Make an example.
See, the thing also though with that's why the death penalty was also somewhat good. But
I'm 100% for the death penalty.
but say someone like him, hopefully in this world, that when he goes to jail, if he tries anything, he gets fucking killed by the big dog.
Exactly. The guy who goes,
Because-
I was a killer, but I killed adult men, and I fucking, I ran the drug kingpin, whatever.
Yeah.
You killed women and children. That's not fucking.
And
yeah, exactly.
I see so many, not so many videos, but every once in a while I'll see like a video come across, and it'll be like some guy, some like massive guy, like he's like 260, roided up, like
gigantic.
like a Chris Bumstead
Yeah,
size,
yeah,
like but
yeah.
burly, like
yeah, exactly. Like a bear.
yeah,
Like a bear.
And he's like, oh yeah, in like my jail with like my gang, it's like you know like have you ever heard like they always check your papers, like what are you in for? And he'd be like, this guy was in for like pedophilia or like something.
That's it.
It's like his life was hell, and you need bad men to keep the really bad men in
Because
check.
unfortunately, some of the bad men still have good morals.
It's like
Like what I just explained. Some guys, he murdered a dozen dudes, but they were all adult, grown men. And yes, I'm not saying they deserve to die.
no,
That's not what I'm saying.
no.
But they were involved to some degree, right? But women and children,
No,
they don't have
there's
a
no
choice.
need ever.
No.
And
And also don't involve themselves in things like that.
I-
That's why in movies and TV and in real life, when you find out a woman or a kid did something fucking nuts,
Yeah,
it's
you're like-
that much more shocking, right?
Yeah.
When you find out a woman like murdered,
Her whole family.
4 or 5 fucking dudes, and like strung them up. There's a bunch of guys in her basement. Then it's like,
Whoa,
what the fuck?
a guy does that, and it's like that guy's just
It's like,
fucked.
yeah, he's fucked, dude. Like that guy should be put out of his misery. Women, it's like we should probably study her.
Yeah.
Like what the fuck
yeah.
is that? Yeah, exactly. Because it's so shocking.
But no, like there has to be checks and balances and like
100%.
yeah, where was I? I was going somewhere though. I don't know, something damn, what did we talk about? We were talking about death penalty, talking about how like guys keep others in check. I don't know. Another point I wanted to go on is even like a general thing that I try to do is it's like try to fight someone on even ground.
Yeah.
Like how you said, like it's like this guy might have killed 3 people. He was a mafia boss.
Yeah.
It was probably somewhat equal ground to where like there were similar stakes. Like he also could have died.
Like, exactly. This guy's involved in stuff.
Not saying what he did was right.
No, but those guys were involved in the same thing.
But like as far as like morally, like it's like they both. Here's a perfect example. It's like they both knew the consequences, say, going into that life.
They signed up for the same job.
They knew the consequences.
That's like me. That's like a bunch of guys at work, let's say, for example, and they're like, oh, this is not what I'm like. This is literally the job. This is what you applied for. This is
you
what
made your
it
bed.
is. Like either this or go leave.
Like that be say you start a fight with some guy that's bigger than you, and then all of a sudden you start losing. You're like, oh, I don't want to fight, and it's like, no, you signed up.
Yeah,
for this.
you did this.
Or like or we could even,
You got to pay your debt.
or if you were like say selling drugs, it's like you know the risks. Even if you don't know the risks, then you're just stupid.
Yeah, you're.
If you
plain
expected that I'd never get caught and no one would ever fuck me over,
Yep.
or that's even like going into business and thinking no one's ever going to fuck you over and everyone's just going to help you.
Dude, that's like driving. That's like me driving without insurance for 2 years,
Yeah, you knew the fucking consequences.
thinking I was invincible, but I knew I wasn't,
Yeah,
and I just knew. Well, unfortunately, it wasn't so much like I was just saying stick it to the man. I just couldn't afford life.
yeah.
But point being is, I laid in that bed. I dealt with the consequences. I got caught, and I had to deal with it. And I didn't throw a fit. I didn't, scream at the cop. I didn't tell the judge to go fuck himself. I fucked up, and they won.
Yeah.
That's the game.
You played the game and you
And I fucking
play stupid games, win stupid prizes.
and I won
like,
a stupid fucking prize. And now I still have the receipt for that fucking thing on my door.
but it's a good reminder.
Every time I see that red paper, and I'm like, I'm glad I'm not a piece of shit anymore.
See, and then there's also though like something to be said though, because like sometimes getting caught and winning the stupid prizes though does help so much.
Yeah.
Because there's also people out there where like they've been playing the game like that for so long and haven't been getting caught to where they do get that I'm above, I can't get caught.
Invincible. This is no.
And that's also like not good to keep anyone in. Well, that's a check and balance right there.
yeah. That's
Literal
Like, it's
fucking.
like fucking stealing from Walmart,
Yeah.
and that's an example right now.
Okay. No, actually though, right now though, there isn't consequences, and that's a
No.
problem.
But what I'm saying is, that it's coming. It's definitely coming, and I've seen information online and developments of like new tech that they're going to be including in like checkouts and stuff like that. Point being is the people that are playing fast and loose, and that they're just talking about it openly, and like I know I'm talking about it
Yeah.
openly right now, but let's be honest, like who's going to watch this exact very moment?
Yeah.
They're ruining it for everybody.
But another thing though, even if you are say let's use Walmart stealing whatever, just your
Sure.
food,
Yeah.
nothing crazy, not
yeah,
TVs,
Yeah.
there isn't consequences though. Even if they catch you.
Yeah, I know. At the moment, no.
And that's what I mean in general, like the way even like Los Angeles and like other places, there's no consequences for actions. You shouldn't be able to break in someone's house and
Yeah.
then just get a warning.
Yeah.
Like no.
No.
Any normal person needs consequences to their actions. Even if they know, there might be consequences, they'll still do it until it actually happens.
Exactly. And
Even a perfect example, like fucking speeding.
yeah.
I haven't done as nearly as much dumb shit since I got caught. I just won't because I'm like, I didn't get consequences.
Yeah.
But the consequences were like,
Yeah.
here.
It's like, hey,
they're not yours.
You were 1 foot away from this.
They're not yours yet.
Yeah.
But this is what it could be.
Do one more time.
And now, but now some
time.
people would just take that as I got off again.
Exactly.
And it's how you take it too.
And it's
That
exactly
was enough for me.
For you, it was a lesson, and you were like, okay,
We're gonna
I'm not as invincible, and they're watching. They're
because
watching.
I have a problem with that as well because like somehow get away with fucking a lot. And
Too much.
and
I know I get away with too much. I know that.
even like with work in life
Everything, dude.
and like I tell you, I've told Emma, I tell anyone close, I'm like, if I'm out of line, you have to tell me because I don't know. It's not I'm trying to be a dick or I'm trying
That's what I told
to.
Ashley too.
I'm like, you need to fucking call me
You
out
have
on
to
my
tell
shit.
me, because then I'll be like, I'm just gonna keep going.
And the thing is I fucking hate it.
I do too. Yes, I'm not proud of it.
No.
I'm not proud that sometimes my brain just goes, yeah, this is the path, and we're just fucking running through until someone goes, whoa.
And I'm gonna
hold on a
and
second.
I'm gonna be upset that you stopped me.
Yes,
But there's subtle respect.
but you need to also be like, this is why I'm stopping you, because
Yeah.
you did this and said this, and you don't want to be like that, and you're like, fuck, and then you start to analyze it. You break it down. You're like, you're right.
This is
But it takes somebody to stop you and be like, hold on, man.
okay. But
Wait a
now
sec.
I wonder if you feel the same. Say you talk to anyone like a certain way and they stopped you and said like, dude, you can't talk to people like that. You're still gonna be upset that they said it.
Yeah.
But there's also
Without a
like,
doubt.
like in the moment, you call me out on something, I'm gonna be pissed because you called me out.
However,
But don't stop because I do need that and I am gonna fix it. But I'm still upset.
I
about it.
also respect that you were able to do it.
Oh, 100%.
I may be mad, but you also respect yourself enough to know what you don't want to hear.
Yeah.
Right? That other person telling you to stop, you kind of have to respect them because they're being strong enough to tell you how they're feeling and that they don't like what you're saying. That's brave.
And
That's
also
tough
though,
as shit.
like in that situation, like say either one of us are in the wrong, us being, this is like a general PSA to
Yeah,
like
yeah.
people like us, is it's like even though we're mad, it's not that we don't want you to do it.
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
more
yeah.
just like,
Dude, it's a reaction. It's human nature.
and it's also because, like I know you think highly of yourself, I think highly of myself. So then it's like that's a negative, which it's like
it brings your ego down a notch. And you're
I
like,
think it's because it touches the ego because it's something I'm doing wrong, and that I'm not mad.
I'm doing it wrong.
It's like I'm not mad
I
that
don't
you
like
said it.
that.
I'm mad that I'm doing it. I'm just
Yes.
like getting mad at you for it.
Yeah, exactly. It's exactly right.
Like I'm getting mad because you showed me that I was
Yeah,
fucking
yeah,
wrong.
yeah.
Yeah.
exposed.
Yeah.
You're exposed. And then you're like, really?
Oh.
And especially if it's like in front of anyone else, you're like, okay.
Oh no, I might lose my shit.
Yeah, and you're like, all right, that was really fucking not cool, man.
It's like you could have said that
Could
somewhere.
have waited. Could have waited. Yeah.
I still would have been mad, but now I'm like,
Now you've made a fool of me.
ah. Yeah.
That's
That's
a bit
different. That's different though. There's time and place as well.
You're 100% right. And you know what? That happens at work a lot.
What where someone will like say, oh
Make
yeah.
a fool of each other. Because,
I fuck.
for example, like command room, yesterday had to call down for one of the guys, the guy that fucking
Yeah.
he's one of the keepers, and he's like, "Hey, can we punch in Slag? Like, you're supposed to type in the computer when Slag starts running."
Yeah.
It's like arguably one of the most important things because it's for their data logs, and if they don't have accurate data logs, then they're like, "Well, the furnace is fucked."
Well, it's
right?
the same as us like pushing.
Exactly.
Same idea.
So they have to know, and he forgot to type in Slag. It was fucking running for like 20, 25 minutes, and he's like, "Hey, can we make a habit of typing in Slag over the radio?"
Yeah.
So he loses it. Later, he goes,
Yeah.
fucking calls me out over the radio and blah, blah, blah.
I think
It
that was
fucking-
rightfully,
it was
though.
fucking the other guy. And I was like, no, you've been fucking up, dude. You need to be called out like that. It's when it's like somebody like on our crew and they're like, hey, what are you doing? Stop
Yeah.
doing that. That's making a fool of somebody
Yeah,
over the radio.
oh, yeah.
Now everyone up top hears it. Now they're going to
Yeah.
watch the cameras and be like, what's this idiot doing?
Okay.
Right? No, there's a time and place.
I have a similar example because yeah, some people, especially where we work, I don't even know if they realize they're doing it, but we'll call out and make it so much worse.
Yep.
So like I'm pushing, and then I go over after when they're charging to level.
Meh.
Sometimes like so you're supposed to like set up the oven, close the cap, put the damper up, turn the steam on so there's suction.
Sure.
So that the gas goes away.
Yeah.
Every once in a while, it's 3 a.m. You've already done however many ovens. Sometimes the sleeves go down, you're charging, and you didn't set it up.
You just walk away.
Which, it's not like it does anything bad, but now all that gas instead of getting sucked to byproducts just goes straight in the atmosphere,
Yeah.
which you can't do.
Yeah.
So sometimes I'll move over to level, I'll open the truck door. I don't hear the steam. I don't hear the suction. I look up. I see a huge fucking flame.
And you're like, fuck.
I'll start leveling, and I go, all I do, because some people will be like, 10-4 car, didn't set up that oven, eh? Now the foreman here,
Yep.
and because you can get written up for
Yep.
it. I'll go, hey, 10-4 car, you want to make sure that oven's set up properly? Because then that could just be, then the foreman will be like, oh, maybe they were just having like gas.
He's just checking in on him.
He's just making sure
Yeah.
everything's good. Because sometimes they'll set up the oven,
Yep.
and it's still, there's problems.
Sure.
Like the damper fell, or
That stuff's normal at the plant. Like, let's be real here, right? You try and do the thing the right way, and it still doesn't go right.
and that's
pretty normal.
So I make it so that it doesn't alert the foreman, but they fix the problem.
Yeah, exactly. And that's the way. That's tactfully how you handle it. That's
Yeah.
how you tactfully. I've had situations where I've watched a guy across the floor. I'm the keeper now, right? So
Yeah.
I'm kind of in control, and I watch him do something, and I'm like, nope, I can't say like that'll fucking bury them. So
Yeah.
I'll stop what I'm doing. I'll run over and be like, you can't fucking do that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And they're like, oh, I'm like, listen, I should have like caught you while on the radio and told you right away, but I gave you the chance to fix this by me coming over and having a one-on-one with you.
Like, especially though, if like in the moment it's not gonna like
It's not
be
super
detrimental.
crazy detrimental. Exactly.
Like if he was doing something that's gonna blow the furnace off over the radio.
But when I've had to do that, it's like you shouldn't have been doing that.
No, it's like, dude, you fucked up so hard that like I can't
had no
save
choice.
you.
Exactly. I had no choice,
Yeah.
and that's happened a few times, even like the last week. And then they'll come back and be like, "Oh man, why'd you?" And I'm like, No.
Yeah.
You don't get to be upset with me because my job is to make sure that the shit runs well, and you're fucking it up. So I have to call you
100%.
out, and if it's so detrimental that I have to fucking tell you right away, I'm sorry.
Yeah, if I
Don't do
can't,
that
if I
again.
can't do it in a proper way, like you put me in that position.
That's what it is. You forced my hand. I didn't want to do that, but
And yeah, like with most things, I generally, at least like, especially like on the battery I'm on, we all like try to manage ourselves so that the foreman, we don't have to deal with them like at all, as any work should do.
and that's what I want my crew to fucking do, but they're a bunch of kids.
See, whereas, thankfully, the battery I'm on, everyone knows what they have to do and they do it right 99% of the time. And sometimes it's just like, hey, or say the door machine, something's fuck. Hey, Core, what's going on? Just so I know.
Yeah.
Not like,
You're just prodding for information.
or even if I know something's wrong, it's like, hey, is everything going to be okay? And they can just be like, yep.
Yeah.
Not like I know, say he fucked something up. I'll just be like, hey, everything's going to be okay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like,
okay.
as in, do I need to come over there and help? Like, is it that bad?
Yeah.
And if he goes, no, we're good, then you're like, okay, I could just leave him be and he'll figure it out and it'll get sorted.
Because even say like I'm putting doors on and something's fucking up and like whatnot, like the guy on the bench could easily like say something that would fucking hang me, or he could just be like say something that I'd be like, oh, say even the foreman asked, hey, what's going on? Just the door's having a little bit of an issue. I could have fucked up royally,
Yeah.
but nothing bad enough to where like I can't fix it.
Yeah, exactly.
But like we don't need to get more people
No.
involved.
And that's fucking. I love you, Luca, but he does that a lot where something will go wrong and he goes upstairs, and then he talks about it because he's concerned, and I get why he's doing it, but what he doesn't realize is most of the time they don't actually give a fuck, especially if you don't bring it to their attention. If it's not actually going to be detrimental to the way that we're casting or producing iron, I never bring it up to them. Oh, this hit the fan. Can we do something about it? Well, yeah, but don't talk about it. Don't bring it up. Run a repair, go bring it up. You know, I want all the backup I can get to fucking play in the 3,000 degree fucking liquid, okay?
Yeah.
But when it comes to like, oh, I fucking dumped the gun all over the ground, blah, blah. Okay, what happened? Well, I panicked. Okay, let's fix this. What's the solution? It's a hot load. That sucks. Not the end of the world. And then we shovel all the clay off.
Yeah.
Nothing broke. Nothing literally broke. He went upstairs, told everybody, talked to the foreman, tried to like make them understand, and they were like, yeah, shit happens. But now you told us.
There's
Like, he was not even in trouble until he brought it up.
see, because
It's like, dude.
we have a guy on our crew. He does that too. If anything goes wrong, to the foreman's office. Anyone in the lunchroom says something like, "Oh man, yeah, we didn't set that fucking oven." Like, whoop, like we're just like,
They get up and walk away and go right to the
Yeah.
phone. You're like,
dude,
that was not what I was
it's
trying
like
to do.
the foreman didn't know,
And he still doesn't know.
and he did. Guess what? Nothing broke. So
No.
or it's like Or you'll say, oh, fuck, that could have went real bad. Like, whatever happened, but we got it under control. Go tell a foreman.
And it was really close, man.
But nothing happened.
It's like most foremans also, when you go up, oh, that was really close. Cool story. It didn't, though. Get the fuck out of my face.
No. This guy, I think every shift, like I don't work with him anymore.
Yeah.
I think every shift he goes across the foreman's office. And the one day he said something, came back, and he's like, oh, fucking, our foreman's like pissed. They used did this and that. And then I'm like, you know what? I'm calling this guy's fucking bluff.
Yeah.
Later on in the shift or the next day, I'm just shooting the shit with the foreman in the foreman's office, sitting there, and I'm like, by the way, like, I heard, what's his name came over and was fucking talking, and he's like, he said you were, like, real fucking upset about this, and he's like, that's not even he's like, he came in, he bitched about it. I said, okay. He's like, I didn't give a fuck. He's like, I knew this guy was full of shit. And the example I'm using is you're supposed to open like a few caps in advance just to make sure they're open so they can push. We were fucking with them saying we open them as they're pushing. And like we were just fucking with the guy saying we were doing it like totally wrong. Like we know what's right, but
because you also know he's going to take it. He's going to take the bait is what I mean.
That's what we were doing. We were baiting him to go. And sure enough, we finished saying it. And we like, we pretty much gaslit this guy into thinking we do the procedure completely wrong. He got up, went over. And then afterwards I was like, and he's like, I know you guys don't do that. Like, I can see. I have cameras. I know that caps are open. Yeah. And this guy isn't even upstairs. Like, he's the guy, like, either pushing or the other side. It doesn't even affect him. No. Even if we are doing it, it doesn't bother him.
Yeah. But he has to stick his nose in.
Like, sure. If caps aren't open, you pull the door, big fucking fire, you can burn shit up.
Yeah.
Guess what? Even if it happens, don't really matter.
Nothing really. Yeah, exactly.
It's concrete and steel. You know how long a fire has to be burning before it affects anything?
A lot. We hang a drill over the fucking 2,500 degree iron, and it's 2 feet away from it. It doesn't burn. It's fine. It's okay.
Literally what we push 23-degree ovens is a giant steel ram. And sometimes it gets stuck in there for an hour.
Yep.
Guess what? You pull it out, you cool it down, good to go.
Works again.
Tempered steel is amazing.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's like, I wonder why we use it.
Like,
I wonder why this whole steel mill exists.
Like,
because steel's pretty fucking cool.
Pretty strong, especially if made right.
It's good shit. Yeah, made right. Fuck.
Well, our steel's pretty good.
For now.
Yeah, well, it'll change when they... But...
Dude, like, I'm watching this EAF. Holy shit. That baghouse...
Yeah. Huge?
It's like half the size of the furnace.
I've been in the baghouses in the plant. They do fucking nothing.
So gross,
dude.
Oh my god, they're nasty.
I wish nothing. If no one ever had to clean a baghouse, the world would be a better place. Because I did it once, and it was probably the dirtiest, shittiest time.
I'm lucky that we don't have to deal with it
ever.
Because it's like
it's a contractor's job.
Yeah,
and I see why. Because it's literally 15-foot tall bags in steel cages.
Yeah.
And in a baghouse, there's hundreds of them. And you pull up the cage, take the bag out, or you take all the cages out, stack them, then you pull the bags and like roll them up, and it's literally usually just covered in like lime dust.
It's just crap.
Which, guess what? Lime dust and sweat, and it's always fucking hot in them.
Cancer and burning.
You just rip your skin. Like, you have to cover every square inch. Otherwise, like, I wore a watch the one shift doing it.
There, eh?
Lime dust got in there, and then sweat. No, I was bleeding.
Oh,
it like tore the skin off. Yeah. And I'm like,
love it.
Great
Super
times.
Good. Yeah, the only thing we have to do in the baghouse is empty it. We just go in there and there's like 2 buttons and then you sit there for 45 minutes.
Oh, yeah.
It's kind of nice. It's a decent job.
But now if you had to like actually change the bags out, that's the job I was.
We couldn't in our baghouse because
I don't know how yours is set up.
They need equipment. Yeah.
Mine,
the bags are probably 3 times my ceiling.
Okay, so I was in like 2 shops, one, and they're like 15 feet tall.
Yeah,
like, you can like obviously different baghouses.
This is weird, eh?
What?
We're fucking like 2 pods in a month.
Oh, dude, it's been atrocious. It's actually been affecting my mental health.
It actually has because I don't like that because
no, it feels like I'm not doing something I should be. It feels like the same as if I didn't work out for like a month.
Yeah. I had the same experience when I was sick because I couldn't work out, I couldn't pod, I couldn't do anything. So it all was compounding. And I was sitting there like, I'm a worthless piece of trash. I felt like that for the whole week. The whole week, I was like, I'm garbage.
Okay, I'm curious if you feel the same way. Have you been less emotionally stable? Like overall, like as far as like how you feel.
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
I'm still convinced that it might still have to do with weather.
I'm not saying it's like off the deep end,
No,
but I'm
no.
saying like,
But a little bit more shaky.
yeah,
A little bit more, little not as stable in reactions. You know what I mean?
yeah,
Like emotional reactions, not quite as like controlled. I noticed that too. And what I am thankful for is it hasn't been like affecting the relationship, at least.
okay, yeah,
I've brought it up to her. I was like, hey, like, I feel like I've been on edge. I've been a little bit off. I've been a little bit more reactive. And she's like, you're good. So at least I know with her I'm okay.
yeah,
But I definitely notice it. Like, I notice it with my friends even. I notice it with just regular
we're
conversations.
friends.
Like, even, like, there was this one... recently, like a few weeks back, I was talking to Jason. And he had said something. And for whatever reason, I was like, that's probably the dumbest fucking thing I've ever heard. And
What did he say?
I don't know. It was something along like,
I meant, what did he say after you said that?
oh, he was like, well, I mean, like, you know,
Yeah.
and because I was just like, that's really fucking stupid, dude. Like, I was just couldn't believe it. You know what I mean? But none of the filter was there.
Yeah,
I couldn't hold it back. I had to tell him. I was like, that's fucking retarded. And then 2 seconds later, I was like, it's like, yo, man. I was like, that was a bit of an intense response. I'm sorry. I was like, I didn't mean to be so fucking
yeah,
hectic about it. And he's like, he was like, I appreciate it. He's like, it did seem a little,
yeah,
and I was like, oh, I don't like that. I was
Yeah.
like, what the fuck is going on? And I'm wondering if it's weather or if, you know, change of seasons, like things,
yeah.
things hit people differently, but also could it be something else? I don't know.
I don't
We
know.
had a full moon. People say that affects people. I don't necessarily believe or don't believe it. You know what I mean? That kind of thing. I don't
Yeah.
know. I don't see
I don't know.
you know,
Yeah,
like I don't really see the scientific evidence for it, but I can also understand that
But, like, who knows,
the
maybe.
moon affects tides and shit, so it's like it's pretty extreme. Why wouldn't it just affect us too, right?
well, because at the end of the day, like energies and stuff do like affect.
100%.
Like do you feel like the energy in the fucking room shift? Like
Yeah.
like stuff like that.
I'm 100% attuned to cheat. 100%.
Oh yeah, no,
Like 100%. People are like, "What energy?" I'm like, "I'm not even trying to be a hippie here. I'm just being straight up. Like everything is energized."
No, like okay,
Right?
because some people can't feel the shift. Like you know, if like all of a sudden someone's like pissed off, you can fucking
You
like
know it.
see it.
I can I can touch it
It-
almost.
no, it's like
it's
radiating.
palpable.
Yeah.
Right? It's the same thing as, okay, let's say you're just all chilling in a room, right? I've had this happen where somebody gets bad news on
Yeah.
their phone or a call or something, and they come back in and you're like, everything's different. The
Yeah.
whole feeling is different. What's going on, man? And they're like, well, fucking this
You
and
can
that.
tell.
You're like, I already knew. And that's what people mean by they already knew. They didn't know that your mom died or that she
Yeah.
got in an accident. They knew something was off.
'Kay.
Something was quite wrong. Right?
And I noticed on like psychedelics. Tell me you're not like
tapped in.
no, it's maybe like that's what it is because you become like. It happened. I think it was like me, you, and Braden. I forget all. Do you remember? Like I don't remember exactly the scenario, but we were sitting here and then all of a sudden it was like a massive energy change. We all were just like, "Is everyone good?"
I think that was
Something did happen though. There was something we ended up talking about.
the day we went for the walk,
Yeah.
and it was when we came back in, there was a whole shift. And then when we sat down, I remember like it took 10, 20 minutes and then it shifted again. And I felt that. I remember that.
But it was like
I don't know what it was though. I'm not sure if we had, like
I think
whether
there
it
was
a
something
conversation or
addressed.
something.
I think there was like a weird vibe, but like in those scenarios, it's like you can feel it so like
And like it kind of sucked
oh
because it was so like you could taste it. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like, oof.
but like even completely sober, it's like there are like
I can tell. I can definitely tell the energy change.
you
for
can
sure.
you can tell if someone's in a good mood, bad mood, how they're radiating. Like
100%.
if you, but it only works if you know them though. I think for the most part.
Okay, I think it works no matter what, but I definitely can tell you that it works 100% better when you know that for sure.
That's what I mean. I
Yeah.
feel like you understand their energies and you can
Yes.
feel it better.
Yeah, you can read them more. Like
You can
have,
read the energy.
You have the tools to understand their type of energy, let's say, right? Whereas maybe a new guy, you're like, oh, maybe he's a little pissy. Whereas he's not pissy, he's just frustrated, maybe.
Yeah.
And you didn't quite pick up on that just because you don't know the guy,
Yeah.
right? Yeah, no,
100%.
I agree.
Okay, now also, do you feel like you have pretty good like intuition? Like you can feel if something's gonna happen.
Yeah, oh yeah.
It's
100%.
fucking like you'll be like, you're doing something. You're like, this is somehow gonna go bad.
Yeah.
I don't know how, but it's
Yeah.
going to.
And you can just tell. You can just tell.
Like,
I still think that's like energy.
No, it's in the same.
Like you can. It's like future sight. You know what I mean, kind of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like-
I'm fascinated by those things. I'm fascinated by these what I imagine is not really quite superpowers, but they're kind of like superpowers. But we don't really study this kind of shit.
I think it's like everyone has it, but it's how in tune you almost are with yourself and like feeling. it.
Yeah, absolutely. And you can tell that there are some guys who are just not at all. They have no sense of self. They have
But
no
then-
sense of.
But then, have you ever met someone where like you barely know them and they're like, "Hey, what's going on?"
Yeah.
And you're like,
Like whoa.
and you
man.
could be laughing and
Yeah,
smiling, and
yeah.
they're like, "There's something,"
Yeah.
and it's like, "What?"
Yeah.
It's like you're laughing, but like
Yeah.
you're not happy.
They're an empath. Then that's what that is.
But there are people that are
Yeah.
like, and it's like
They
that's
can.
crazy.
They're like they're part of it. You know
Yeah.
what I mean, they're in the flow.
No, they see the energy.
Yeah.
They're like, that's some
they're
aggressive.
like within it,
Yeah.
whereas we're like outside looking in almost. You know what I mean?
We're not quite there.
No,
We need to
but
hit full
those
alignment.
are empaths, and some are cool. I have met a couple empaths, but then there's some where it's really fucking lame, dude. Like, it's their whole existence. It's their whole
Oh, that's that's their
personality, and
identity.
It's the whole, you know what I mean? It's not just being an empath. They're
Have it
just
as a
like,
cool
"Oh,
characteristic."
I am an empath, and it's
Yeah.
like, oh my.
Now I
fucking
almost
God.
believe you less though.
Now, yes, exactly. It's like, yeah, you can be that, but the fact that you're really making it like a whole thing, fucking
Yeah,
relax,
no.
man. Like, relax. But yes,
You're not all that in a fucking
I
Relax.
worked with a couple people like that, and it always seems to be women that are like the extreme end of it.
See,
And
And-
I'm not poking fingers. It's
and-
just from my personal
and,
experience.
But I think that like just in general, I think females resonate more and will make that more of their identity.
I agree.
Whereas like the average
Crystal
guy will
thing.
make their fitness or career or whatnot their identity. Like I am a businessman. A girl might be like I am an empath. Like
I know what
it's
you
more
mean.
likely.
I know what you mean. Yeah.
Like obviously there are probably guys that are empaths and there are
Oh
definitely
yeah, yeah.
and there are
there's-
women that
yeah,
are
there's both for sure.
identify as I'm a
But
boss bitch.
I know what you're saying. Yeah.
But
for sure.
if you look at the fucking scatter plot, it's
It's kind of funny though. Now that you say it exactly like that, it almost seems like there's roles, right? Because when you hear a chick go, "I'm a boss bitch," it's almost like cringe, right?
yeah.
But it's also the same way with a guy being like, "I'm an empath,"
Yeah.
right? You're like, ah.
Yeah.
But if a chick says it, you're like, yeah, okay.
Yeah.
And if a guy says, "I'm a businessman," then
You're
you're
like,
like, yeah, okay.
yeah.
That's funny.
Yeah.
That's funny. Because it's like, and that just goes back to like roles and fucking, like not sex roles, like anatomy roles, like male, female, like
Oh,
the
yeah.
separation and
Like just fucking chemically how we're
Yeah,
wired. There are
exactly.
just like certain
things that you're just
well, there are certain
inclined
things
towards.
that men are inclined towards and females are
Yeah.
inclined.
Yeah.
Like you notice a lot of chicks are really good at the emotional,
Yeah.
like all that,
Yeah.
which leads into the empath and that.
Exactly.
And guys are more like work hard, the self
thing
improvement, the
and
do
yeah.
do do, which leads to like being successful like
Yeah.
in business
and a
like-
fighter. Yeah, like
and a fighter.
right? It's
And that's not to say that it doesn't sometimes go both
no,
ways.
no,
but
or even a mix sometimes, like
you can be an empath and a business. but,
yeah.
like, it's just
it's not mutually exclusive.
no.
It just seems that there's patterns. It just seems like this is the way
And that's
things
just
usually are.
that's also just how human brains work. We look for patterns.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
we look for a stereotype to make it easier for our brains to like recognize.
100%.
Perfect. The book I just read last week or week before, Economic Facts and Fallacies. Really good book. Talks
Yeah.
about all kinds of things, and one is talked about discrimination, and there was actually like before like the human rights thing with African Americans. After that passed, there was actually no difference in discrimination. It actually was getting better before, and that, if anything, slowed it down. And he said, like, there was a lot, like, it's a really good book. Anyone should read it to understand, like, society, like, better and how things actually, like, have worked and whatnot based on, like, studies. And he quotes he quotes all the papers that are in it. And at the end of the book, he says, like, where to fucking find them. Like, he's, like, not just saying shit. He's like, no, I'm saying it, and you can go see it. Not just, I read this paper. Yeah. It's like, no, I read this paper by so-and-so, and here's the link to go.
That's sick.
Look for it for yourself.
Yeah.
But one of them was, because humans naturally, if your entire life or whatnot, African Americans are more prone to violence.
Right.
Or have certain characteristics. And he said it based off of, like, it was based on, like, hiring. Economics.
Sure, yeah.
And it was, like, it's not inherently racist. It's just, like, that's just how we associate those people. And it's a protective mechanism because it's like, but even people do it with genders. It's like, every man in my life's ever failed me. I hate men.
Yeah.
Every black dude I've ever seen has beat the shit out of me.
Yeah.
I hate black people.
Yeah, exactly. It's an experience thing. It's it's experience bias.
Really, and it's more of a bias towards
whatever happens to you.
Okay, picture if every 6'1" white dude worked for you and they all, like, were terrible. You're gonna stop hiring those people.
That's it.
Not because you're racist or discriminating.
Or whatever. Yeah.
It's just like
your personal experience has stated this is not the right choice.
And not saying that's right or wrong. That's just
that's human. That's human nature. That's human nature. You see a pattern. If it's a positive one, you continue it. If it's a negative one, you tend to stop it.
And even he went really deep into slavery, which was crazy.
Holy fuck.
But he said only in the West did it, like, become a thing where, like, slavery was like our connotations with it. Because he's like, it's been around forever.
The existence of fucking humans.
And he's like, we weren't even the worst by far.
Nope.
But, like, we get so much blame for it. But, like, in Europe, it was so much worse.
Rampant.
And then you also hear stories where, and usually racism occurs when you can easily pick on a certain culture or race. Like, in Africa, the biggest slave traders were African.
Yeah.
And that's not to say it's right or wrong. But
No. But it just goes to show that it's a lot of mixed information. A lot of people who have it twisted.
But also the thing is if across the world at a given time, slavery of a certain person, like whatever is okay, by human nature, you're going to take benefit of it. Because if it's slavery's okay, well, I'm not going to not do it because...
Not the only guy who's going to be behind.
And it's not even like a conscious, like, I don't want to be like behind. You're like, that's just not seen as wrong.
This is the way things are. Which, again, isn't to say that's right or wrong either, right?
But it's an understanding of, like, how these things happen.
Yeah. Currently, there's actually more slaves in the world than there ever was.
I fully believe it, yeah. No, that's the thing, is it's like, it's like, sure, we've gotten rid of it here, but, and even this is a thing when it comes to,
and it's like, how are we going to split these hairs? Is paying this guy $10 an hour slavery? Paying that guy $1 an hour slavery?
Okay, but, like, also just needing a job is, like, because he also relates it to, like, the Greek, where it was, like, leisure time was, like, not at work.
Yeah.
And people work more, like, it was like before it was split like 60-40 leisure versus work.
Yeah.
60% leisure.
Yeah.
Now it's like 80-20, 80% work.
Yeah.
So if anything, we're more slaves than ever.
100%.
But it's just packaged different.
That's it. And we designed it this way.
And
we built it this way.
And it's one of those things where, is there a better way though?
I'm not sure. And until we try things, we'll never know.
Because that's another thing that kind of grinds my gears. It's like certain problems, it's like, but is there a solution? Or is this something we have to live with? And
you can fucking struggle and fight all your life.
And we have modern examples of trying to make it equal. Social, like communism. Everyone is equal. Yeah, did that work?
It didn't work.
No. So we revert back to...
Fascism didn't work.
So we revert back to having slaves.
Democracy
or like
works, but
a lower class. Yeah. Democracy is better.
that's where it is. It's better. That's about it.
And same as people like
It's not even good. It's just better.
shit on like capitalism, but it's the only thing that's been working.
Well, here's the thing with capitalism. This whole design is because of capitalism. Right?
Yeah.
The way that we are right now is just because of capitalism. It's the product.
And now, but
Because we kind of put the whole growth and money and everything at number one. And I'm not saying that's bad or right either, good or bad either, but that's what happened. We put that as number one, and we basically kind of, everything else is either secondary or non-existent. And that's how we get slaves. That's how we get shitty wages. That's how we get bad products. That's how we get everything, because we put that number one.
And I guess is like what I'm saying is when people bring that stuff up, it's like, okay, that is true. What you're saying is true. But if you don't have a better solution,
What I'm saying, of course, is that maybe we don't know.
maybe there is, and keep looking.
Sure. But like at the moment, this is what we're dealing with.
But I would also, on that note, like to say that if anything, in this day and age, there's a better chance of, say, getting out of the bottom class to the upper. And reading that Economic Facts and Fallacy kind of like laid out a lot of things. Like, sure, there's a really large divide, and people are like, it's the biggest divide in American history and whatnot.
I mean,
okay,
it is, but
in American history. But then if you take a step further, there used to be the royal family and everyone else. There used to be the royal family, the nobility,
everyone else.
and then everyone else was basically slaves.
Yep.
Now
You worked for them.
you could never.
You know what's funny is, go ahead, sorry.
Oh, you could never go from like, say, bottom class slave into royalty. That wasn't.
Not
but
even
now,
a chance.
you
But
could
now
go-
there's the chance. Like, obviously, you kind of have to have everything the right way, right? You have
But-
to have it set up.
but it's possible.
But there is a chance, right? Did you know that back in the day, actually, nobility was technically higher up than the royal family?
Yeah.
It's fantastic. They just fund everything.
See, so as far as my understanding is, back in go back to medieval ages
Sure,
more,
yeah.
there would be
12,
say the royal family.
Yep.
So the kings, the queens, the dukes, the duchess,
Whatever
and
else, yeah.
so they were the ones that were like the monarch, and they had the power over governing the country.
Yeah.
But yeah, the nobility were the rich businessmen that had the farms and had everything.
Everything. The people.
And they had the money, and the royal family would actually have to go to all of the nobility, and it was almost like the nobility was like the Senate,
Yeah.
in a way,
Yeah.
where the U.S. government has to go to the Senate to get it approved.
Yeah.
And this was actually a problem with I think King Henry VIII, which I'll get into, because I thought it was interesting. So they would always have to go to the nobility to be like, "Okay, I need people and money. We're gonna go
Yep.
fight Spain."
Exactly.
And the nobility
These
would
are
be
the reasons.
and the nobility would be like, "I like that cause. It's gonna make us more money. Perfect."
Exactly. How many guys do you need?
And then because they had personal armies,
100%.
there wasn't a royal army.
Exactly.
It was personal.
A lot of
armies.
people don't understand this.
It
It
was-
wasn't King Henry's army.
So say
He may have commanded it for that war or for that battle, but they weren't his guys.
but say we were the nobility. It's like I have 100,000 men. You have 100,000 men. King Henry needs 200,000. You know what?
Let's go.
I want to also fight Spain. I'm going to
Yeah,
help you.
we're gonna take a cut of this.
Yeah.
You know, I get 40, you get 40, he gets 20.
Yeah.
Deal? Okay, let's go.
And is why I say King Henry is because he's flipped that, and
Yeah.
also because he, at the time of him, the Catholic Church was very prominent.
Yeah. Dark
he,
Ages.
He renounced his because he wanted to be above religion.
Yeah.
And-
Because he wanted to be a god.
Okay. But the problem nobility had is because they don't the nobility doesn't have power over the people per se.
Right.
They have influence, but they don't
Absolutely.
actually control the country.
no.
It was the royal family.
Yeah.
But King Henry had the money, he had the land, he had the people, so he didn't have to go to the
No,
nobility.
he pushed him out.
It's so normally they'd have to come to us to see if we'd fund it. He didn't need that, so
Nope.
he could go
He just
even
went
if
and did what he wanted.
because say going to war with Spain would actually
Affect that family of nobles or
Yeah.
create a conflict between this family and that family.
say me and you, we have business relations with Spain, so we wouldn't go to war with them because it would affect us. Well, King Henry doesn't give
Doesn't
a
give a
fuck. He wants to
fuck.
do it,
Yeah.
and then it would. So the nobility was getting destroyed by his actions.
Yeah.
But you also couldn't stop it because
He had his own power.
and I think he was the first one where he actually brought in like where the monarchs had their personal army.
Yeah.
And then it continued after him. And
and then it became something different.
yeah.
But the old style was different. Totally different.
Well, then if you go back to ancient France, they had a 3-vote system. So there was
3 votes.
it was basically each party had a vote, so it would have to be like 2-1 in favor or whatnot. But it was like, how did it work? It was like the royals had one, the nobility had a vote, and then the common people. So they would just collude. So you can vote, but well, I'm the king, and this is going to help me get rich, and it's going to help you get rich. So we're both going to vote this way, even though it fucks these people
Yeah,
up.
and they have no power because they have one vote.
A perfect example. Let's tax the common folk. Well, you're going to like that because you're nobility, so you're not getting taxed. I'm going to like that because I'm going to get more money. We'll
They
both
all
vote.
get mad, and it doesn't matter.
And
Fuck them.
that was pre-French Revolution. That's part of the reason the French Revolution.
It's so fucking crazy, dude.
And then we had Napoleon become a fucking emperor.
Oh yeah. Oh
Ah,
boy.
French history.
What a guy.
But I'm
a
saying
guy, dude.
I'm saying French, but like I feel like I imagine that was a common.
Yeah, yeah.
It's just-
it wasn't just that. It's just the one story that made it through.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean?
And it's like close enough because that would have been like 1700s,
exactly.
1800s.
It's only a few hundred years ago.
But like
instead of
1200s,
5,
it was
6.
probably even worse. Where it's like, no, you don't even get a vote.
You don't even think like was not even a thing.
But yeah, they were like, you just get to like
Dude, they
vote
used to
on what you
walk
want.
around with trolleys through cities and go, "Bring out your dad." Like it's a joke
Oh,
on Monty
yeah.
Python, but like that was kind of a thing. Like you had to pick up all the dead bodies.
He in that book, he also was talking about how like why certain areas are richer than others because like people are like these third world countries like we should help them and whatnot, and he said that basically sending the money won't help at all
It actually makes it worse. It does.
because it's
It's a false economy.
that, and also say it's the dictator. Basically, it's a dictator in control. You give them money, they're just gonna like.
Gets to do what he wants.
It's
with
not
it.
going to the country. But he said like all of like third world versus whatnot, it always changes also, which people don't understand. That it's like the same big countries weren't always like that. It used to be French, like France for a while.
Dude, most of the
UK.
European powers were the thing.
The UK,
Yeah.
Spain at one
UK
time.
was the greatest superpower in the world for a long fucking time.
Same as there was a while with
British Empire.
Roman Empire, the Russian
Comparable
czars.
even. Yes.
And then, but that's the thing. There's always going to be
a
a
power
dominant
shift.
power,
It
and
always
it's
shifts.
and it's going to shift
Yeah.
one day.
Yeah.
And most of back in the day, it was based off of how well, like what resources were there.
That's everything, really. Even
But-
today, it's kind of that way.
But it's changed because now
Kind of.
some of the resource richest countries are still third world countries.
Yes.
Because now it's changed to like what is actually like natural resources aren't worth as much as they used to be.
Exactly.
Because before, if you had good ground and you could grow crops, it's gonna be a rich civilization.
That's a rich place.
Now it doesn't matter as much.
Right, because we have technology to force that kind of thing to happen.
That and also now what we value is different.
Absolutely.
Like, it switched from-
We're looking at fucking valuable minerals and fucking oils and rocks that we really want to fucking make fucking lightning in computers and shit.
Well, that's the
and-
thing. Now
tech and
a
whatever else.
superpower could be just somewhere that makes like what where is it that makes those chips that China wants?
It's TSMC or TMNC, whatever. Yeah, they're the biggest chip manufacturer on the planet.
Okay, but they don't have any natural resources. It's
No.
just that's where it's built. So
Exactly.
now that's a powerhouse economy.
Huge, exactly.
And then like Switzerland with banking.
that's it. That's
So
it.
it's
Exactly.
changed,
Yeah.
but like it's like a country needs to figure out like what they need to produce.
Which
in
is
order.
what kind of sucks about Canada, because our big thing is natural resources.
But the thing is if we used our natural resources, yes, but then also built infrastructure beyond that.
I agree. And that's kind of our problem. Right now, we're stuck in the very much we export and we just sell our stuff. We just sell our stuff. We just sell our stuff. Instead of looping it back into our own country and trying to build bigger, better.
Because we have more natural resources than the
There's
U.S.
so much fucking oil, it's not even funny.
We have more natural resources than the U.S., but they have the strongest economy in the world. So natural
'Cause
resources
They
is
went a different way.
so it's clearly not natural resources is the problem. It would definitely like, but then like for us, it could be using our natural resources to make things that.
That's
then,
what I'm saying.
Yeah.
We need to fucking just use our own shit. And we
Yeah.
don't. We do none of that.
We don't make anything.
We fucking give it all away. Everything. All of it.
We don't like even all our like car plants are like closed. Like what do we make?
Fucking vehicles here. We have Toyota plant. Like that's about.
But we used to have
fucking
like
it.
multiple.
Yeah, across the country.
And we used to have a few steel mills. Same as like there's been so many things that our government shut down, like refining to make gas.
That alone. That's yeah.
Nuclear power. The U.S. went rampant with it, and they fucking had the cheapest power.
Yeah.
Like,
Yep.
Actually-
it'd be nice.
I've seen a thing where they're trying to bring that back.
Nuclear
Power. It's one of the cleanest sources of power.
No, it is. It is. the
apart from like
cleanest.
solar panels, but even
No,
that.
that's not clean.
Well, the manufacturing of it isn't. So yeah,
And
they're
it's-
net. It
It's
isn't.
so net negative that solar panels are a fucking waste of time.
Same as electric cars.
Well, I'm not even touching that right now.
Like cobalt mining is
I
terrible.
will not even. We can't. We'll move it
No.
past. We're moving past. I can't.
Another
Fucking be 3-hour pod.
another thing that as far as like Western countries and even like into the like a lot of UN countries is this green initiative.
Yeah.
Okay, it doesn't matter if Canada and the US produce zero pollution.
Try the whole planet
If
minus China.
if we create zero pollution and China just makes up for it,
It won't
what does
matter.
it matter?
It won't matter.
And we're kneecapping ourselves like economically because we're not willing
I've been
to.
saying this for 2 years.
I just had this argument and like
It's very frustrating. It's
it needs to be a world initiative. And this person tried to argue with like, well, we need to do better. It's like, okay, but
no,
if we're
the planet does.
and I do see like how it could fall into, well, if he's doing that, I might as well. Okay.
I get that.
But honestly, I think the best scenario is I'm not going to do it and I'm going to make him not do it.
It's accountability, man. That's what it's going to take. But they're never going to do that.
Well, their economy is also failing, so they're going to be.
China, literally, from what I've read, if they don't fix their population issues,
Oh, they don't have a workforce.
no. There might not be a China in 200 years.
Oh, is it even that long?
It's like the number gets smaller every time. But
Yeah, because they actually did-
That's like their max range.
They did. Yeah, and they're probably still lying. Because they did a census. Yeah, because they finally did a proper census. And they're like 50% of our population is like old age.
And mostly men.
Yeah. There's no reproduction.
No.
Because the one-child policy.
Yeah. And it was always men. It was always boys.
Because you can only have
When they
one,
birthed
so you
a
want to
kid-
keep
when
your
they-
name to continue on. And
They fucking buried themselves.
and that's also wild because the whole like last name thing is pretty modern.
Oh, it's super modern. Back in the day, you would kind of take on a name based on like what you did in life.
That's what most last names are.
That's yes.
Like
My last name is like from Guire. That's what it literally means. There
Like-
used to be a place somewhere in like Scotland or something,
Yeah.
and it was called. I'm not 100%
Don't quote
sure,
me.
but I know it's in this realm where there was a place called Guire, and we came from there.
Oh, yeah.
How fucking ever long ago?
Or, like,
but then it's that.
The last name Smith. They
What
were a
did you
blacksmith.
think you were? Yeah, and why do you think it's so popular?
Because we're a ton of blacksmiths.
Fuck, they had to make steel for everybody, man.
Yeah.
That was a thing. Anything like anybody with something son. You know what I mean? Like their name has son in it at
Yeah.
the end. That was the thing to say. That's like Thor, for example. This is just obviously a mythology example, but that same rule applies. It's Thor Odin's son.
Oh, yeah.
He's the son of Odin. So that's his last name. It's the same with Odin. Odin's last, I forget it, but it's his
Yeah.
dad's fucking name.
That's kind of sick.
That's how it always was.
I want my kid's last name to be Tyler's son. That's actually kind of cool.
It's fucking super cool.
Can we bring that back?
I'm down. Because that's what that was,
Simon's son. Almost sounds like Samson, but Simon's son.
right? And that's where things came. That's how names started to fucking formulate into weird names. Because some of the names were still what they did, but in their language.
Yeah.
So then it forms a bit more.
Well,
where you've heard all these Italians come over 100 years ago, some of their last names were not allowed to be here. They were like, you have to make a change. Like, we're not writing
Oh.
this down. We're not.
No,
now-
and sometimes they take off the first little bit. Or,
exactly, or the last little bit, or whatever, and it makes it a little easier for us little English fucks to read it and say
there-
it and whatever else.
my great grandmother, her last name was like Lato, but they know that something was dropped off because that was a common thing. They would come here and
Chop some off, make it easier, make you a bit more moldable.
I need to get back into fucking history.
It's pretty
I
fascinating,
love it.
dude. It's fascinating. But then it also kind of sucks if you're that interested in it, and then you just look at it and you go, "Oh, we're doing all the same shit."
Well, yeah, history repeats itself.
It always does. We'll never.
The one thing that is nice though is at least if you the peace of mind of knowing what it like how
what
this
might
leads,
come. Like,
at least there's something in that.
I guess. Well, on that note, man, I got to piss like a motherfucker.
Same.
Um,
Cross streams.
this was fun.
It was a long one.
Fuck, it's long. I'm just frustrated that we've had not like a very good schedule.
We're getting back.
Well,
We're-
oh yeah,
we're
100%.
back.
No, this is it. I don't have anything fucking going on. Like, there's nothing left.
That's why tomorrow we'll do another one, I think, and we'll try to keep.
Like I said, though, Luca might want to do one even tonight.
I'll let you know. I'm
busy with-
working on my car.
Okay.
I'll just text me. I'll
Yep.
let you know what I'm
Yep.
doing.
No worries. Take your time.
Yeah.
I know Luca can't even hang out till after 7 anyways.
Yeah.
He puts a kid down.
Well, I have I got Muay Thai and then
Oh yeah.
work on the car,
Yeah,
and
whatever.
I'll let
I'm not fucking doing anything.
you
I'm working
know.
out. This is
Yeah.
my whole day.
Tomorrow though.
I
we're-
cleaned.
Yeah.
Fucking nice in here now.
Okay, guys.
Love you, Twin City Peaks. But
Peace.
till the next one.